Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and yes, you know exactly where we are. We're in Las Vegas, actually. Absolutely amazing. Got a bit of a cold day today, and a little raining, and lots of stuff is going on, I believe, in the world, but we're not going into that. I have
Natalia
Caro with me. And Natalia,
Yes. I'm here.
I know you're here. I can see you sitting there.
Thank
Natalia Caro is a writer. She has a magazine. She has quite a lot of stuff going on for her.
Yes.
Hollywood people. Well, I used to be in Hollywood, so I know
Okay.
all about the Hollywood people. So you and I are going to get on great.
Just like this.
Yes,
More
there you go.
easy.
So what are they both the same, these magazines?
No,
They're
it's
a little bit
different. It's about my show. I have show Perfect Lady and a Perfect Gentleman. It's my
you mean
show.
that in this world there is a perfect woman and there's a perfect man?
No, we're looking for perfect man and a perfect
Well,
woman.
good luck.
But
Good
can I
luck.
show? This is magazine Hollywood people. This is people who participate in my show, Perfect Lady and a Perfect Gentleman.
Okay.
It's a talent and style competition.
Okay.
It's international show. Each contestant represents some country.
Well, let's just back up a little bit. You're diving into this, and we don't really know quite what's going on.
Okay.
Now, you actually, where are you originally from? I'm interviewing you, by the way. Let me just get
Sorry.
this straight. Kind of. You know, I mean, she can interview as well because she just told me she's been interviewing for years and years and years, and she knows exactly how to interview. So if I run short of what I do, she's going to take over. So we're in good shape on this show today, that's for sure. So it's wonderful. Now, where originally are you from?
Originally, I'm from Ukraine.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you are having you are stuck to the TV, are you?
Yes.
You know, I was just saying, and I don't want to get into politics, but I was just saying
I
that.
don't go to politics because my heart is break.
Okay. Your heart is break?
Please. Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about politics because this is what's happened. It's disaster. It's exactly, we can go to my book about...
You said you didn't want to talk about it, and we
yeah,
are
but
now.
you asked me question.
So anyway, so now you originally came over here. How long have you been over here?
Oh, more of 30 years.
30 years. You still
More
have
of
that
30
strong accent.
My broken English.
Your broken English, absolutely. So what got you into the business of putting a magazine
Entertainment.
together? Or,
I'm all my life in entertainment. I finished it in Moscow, acting and production. And when I came here, my first business was Hollywood Creative Art Studio.
in
And-
Los Angeles?
Yeah, in Los
Whereabouts
Angeles.
in Los Angeles?
Yeah, in Los Angeles.
Yeah, whereabouts?
It was in Hollywood.
Oh, in Hollywood.
Yeah, and
Hollywood's
after,
a big place, but that's where they all hang out. It's fabulous.
yeah, and I did comedy show on the stage. I tell you, friend, I did a comedy show like girls from Ukraine came to America, don't know nothing. And what's happened? It was my comedy show.
You had a comedy show?
Yeah, it was in
Cool.
a comedy club in LA.
Cool.
Everybody in LA, yeah. And after this, I opened my
You and
business.
Joan Rivers, right?
I opened my business, Perfect Lady and a Perfect Gentleman.
Now, what made you go into a perfect lady and a perfect gentleman? Because in my life and what I've been through, I don't think there's any such thing as a perfect gentleman and a perfect lady. Because
We are looking for. I have
you got a long look.
etiquette.
Let me tell you, you got a long look. Because,
No, I
you know
find
why?
it, see?
No, I'm going to tell you.
I
no, no.
find that this is
Okay.
a here.
No, I'm going to tell you why. There's no such thing as anybody being perfect. We all have our flaws. We all have our different things, and we all understand them. So that's my opinion.
Okay. I
Because-
have Etiquette Academy. An idea of this Etiquette Academy for regular guy and girl create a perfect lady and a perfect gentleman.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is show what I have already almost 5 years.
Okay, how's it doing?
It's
What-
amazing.
Good.
We did show in Los Angeles last year.
What channel were you on?
I in the broadcasting. I was in channel 44. I put in channel 44, and now we talk with channel 6.
Now you're on channel 6.
Yeah, in 44.
And is,
channel
it,
44.
and is it radio?
No, it's TV.
TV. Okay.
TV channel 44.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and what else I wanna tell now when it was quarantine and
I just want to ask a question.
Yeah,
We've got
okay.
a king and a queen on here.
It's
Is that a real king and a real queen? Or is it
the king,
are we improvising?
king and queen for show, perfect lady and a perfect gentleman. This is perfect gentleman
what
2019.
Makes, so what makes, I'm really being bad, but I have to be because that's what I do.
Okay, I'm
What
here.
makes a king and a queen perfect? Why would they be perfect compared
Because
to the regular person
because
out on the
he's a
street?
real gentleman. He knows how to talk. He knows how to treat women, and she's a beauty who represents her country. Each of my contestants represent his heritage, where they
that's
from.
nice. That's
He's
nice.
from Turkey. He show folk from Turkey. He show culture his country. She's from Greece. She show culture her country, folk dance. This is girl from Ukraine. This
I'm
is
just trying
guy
to figure out where to
from
find
Peru.
somebody perfect. I've been trying to find a perfect man for years. I was married to a man, and anything that could become as close as being perfect was my husband. And I know I'm certainly not perfect, so maybe I can take some lessons from you.
Okay, you're welcome. We have Etiquette Academy.
Yes? Okay.
Why
so what
not?
do you think I should... Right now, what do you think you would like to teach me?
Not me. I have instructor who teach how to be on the stage, how to be in a red carpet. We work in a many red carpets with Oscar after party.
Yes.
We can teach how to eat properly, European style.
Do you think I
with a
should
fork
learn
and
how to
knife.
eat properly?
I have no idea who you are. I know you have 10 minutes.
I'm teasing her. I'm so bad today. I'm in one of those moods today which is really up and ready to go. So anyway, so how long have you had this magazine?
I do this almost 5 years.
5 years you've been doing it. And people advertise in it. You've obviously got some
The
advertisers.
advertisement, this is our sponsor, this is our advertisement and magazine, yes.
And then you pick all your articles and everything else.
Yeah.
And you have all these
It
different
is
people.
one time in the
Miss
year.
Israel. Look at
All
this, Mr.
contestants
Israel.
who was
Oh,
in-
Israel. Okay.
It's
Peru, Miss Peru.
Peru who winner, see? Peru winner.
Peru.
That's it.
Oh, this is pretty cool. Okay. Now, does this cost any money to get into this magazine? I think
It's
there's
a cost money, yes. But we don't want to talk about this now.
Why?
Because we're looking for sponsor. When sponsor gonna be what we can give sponsor a
Yeah,
lot
but if
of
they pay you to
exposure.
be in the magazine,
They
you
can
don't
be
need,
sponsoring,
You don't need them. Well, oh,
Yes.
I see.
This
So-
is it is what it is. Yeah,
You know,
this is one
do you
of
know
my
I've
show.
decided? I've decided, or what I see out there, I see the entire world is looking for money. So it's like from Peter to pay Paul in the entire world. Everybody wants money. I've never heard of it as much as I have in probably the last couple of years. There's like the foundations want money, or they want sponsors. We do too. So don't misunderstand me. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying we all need it. But it's very funny because it's like money going around. But I see too many multi-millionaires. I see an unbalance in money in the world, not America. Do you?
You know what? I'm a spiritual person, but we live in materialistic world. We have to follow this. This is what I want to tell about my book now. It's
Okay.
connect what you say. When it was
Good.
quarantine, I cannot to do my show because it was quarantine. I write a book. Book it's called Pink Planet. What is the pink planet? It's a
Sounds
planet
exciting.
where it live angel. It's a planet of angel.
A planet of angels.
Yes, but who's a Lucifer? He wasn't family of angel, but he become too arrogant and he say, I'm the best. I want to do whatever I want to do. I go to Earth and I show you human being not so good. It's exactly like you say. They need a lot of money. They kill each other. I want to show
Well,
you
I didn't
this.
say about killing each
No,
other.
you
I
don't
just-
say this. You
Oh,
talk
right.
about money. Yes, this is a book about this. Like each of us have light. We have some darkness inside us.
Do you think
We are
everybody, do you
human
think
being-
everybody has that?
Exactly.
No, I didn't
And
say
we-
that.
and
no,
a
no, no.
human
no, no,
being-
No. Of course, no, I asked you a question. Does everybody have darkness in them?
Yes.
Okay. So
It's
I
my
have darkness
answer.
in me.
I wanna explain. If you give me a chance to explain, I can tell you.
Okay.
Each of us, yes, because universe created human being with the light and with the darkness. But we are human, have to feel our light and help each other and be more nice to each other. It kill inside us this is darkness. what we have it. When Lucifer
I'm
was
going to turn around
here,
and say, I have to laugh about this whole thing because, in fact, to each his own, right? I personally don't think everybody has darkness in them. I do think some people do, but I truly believe that there are definitely some very wonderful people out there. I believe that. And
absolutely, me
yeah.
too.
You too. Oh.
But we are
Now
not.
she's changed her mind.
But we are not an angel. We are human being. In universe.
Well, no, we have angels running around us. I have angels sitting on my shoulder all the time. All the time.
Okay.
Lots of angels.
Maybe you are angel. I am not.
No, I didn't say
Okay,
I was.
this is book about this. This is book about universe cannot to kill a human, cannot to kill your darkness because we kill a human. We have to kill inside us. This is darkness. If you did, you're amazing. Each of us have like this. But if you did, you perfect woman. And I feel your good energy. This is what about my book. You're welcome. And
These
I
are
have
my
now.
angels sitting on me in there.
Yes, each of us have guardian angels. This is what about my vision. I don't know how you believe. And now I have this book go to 2 languages, Russian and English.
But let me just see this book.
Yeah,
a
I can
minute.
give you a present.
Okay. Oh, I have a present.
Yes.
Well, I'd love to read. You know, I like to read. This.
Absolutely.
I want to see how you write. I want because you're a very energetic person. You have a lot of talent in you. You're very excitable, but you kind of have this. And I'm going to say it. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to, because you admitted to it that you have the dark side of you.
Well, each of we have.
No,
it.
I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking. About
Okay,
you.
maybe yes.
So you, well maybe yes. So you're in doubt with this darkness thing, because I don't like people to have darkness, and you're absolutely right. A lot of people do. I like to see the other side of people. I like to see more of the better side of them than the bad side of them. I think some people provoke other people to be dark. So I want to read this book to see
You're
how
very
it's
welcome.
written.
You have my present. I
This
even
is my
signed
present.
to you. Yeah, and I have now company who wanna do movie. And my next project and to do movie from this. This is my next project.
Well, this is very good because when you do a movie, you really need a book, and so she's already got the book, because people love to go off and book to make the movie. I still don't know why, but I think it probably makes it easier of the story. What do you think?
To do movie? Yes.
Okay.
That's what I try to do. That's what I'm work this department now.
This department. So what do you want to happen right now? What would you like right now?
What I like right now, what I have it. I have you guys. It's already a miracle.
How sweet. That's so nice.
Thank
That's very
you.
sweet. Thank you very, very much. She's quite a remarkable woman. She just certainly has talent, and she certainly has energy, and I've whisked the dark stuff out of her. She has no more dark stuff within her. In my mind, somebody else might see it different. I don't know. But I don't see any darkness in you at all. Pink
Thank
Planet,
you.
I think pink is lovely. And I'm visualizing pink with all the angels running around and everything.
Amazing.
Amazing. Are you married?
No,
Are
I'm
you-
looking for something.
No. Isn't everybody in this town? Do you live here?
No, I live in LA.
Oh, you live in LA. Well, don't come here to look for a guy, because all the guys in Vegas, they want younger women. And I have another show
I'm
called...
young. Age is just a number, okay?
That's not what the guys
That's
think.
it.
That's not what the guys think in Vegas.
Okay, we
Believe
finished?
me.
Okay.
Believe me, they don't think that. It's so funny. I'm not going to mention names, but I was dating a guy, and sort of, you know, we were sort of talking about age, and age came up. I don't know why, and we had this age difference, and I was older. He says, I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. And I looked at him, I said, well, you don't have to, because there's the front door. You can leave right now, because if you
That's
can't deal with it, then don't deal with me. And, you know, you can't. If you, but anyway, that's off the subject. So you have a studio. Where's your studio?
I live in Los Angeles in Redondo Beach. I rent studio every time before my show.
Oh, so you
start.
don't have a
In
studio, you
not-
rent a studio.
I
Okay.
rent a
So
studio.
I'm trying to get you business for people to come down and see you. So
Yes.
how can people get hold of you? Let people know how they can get hold of you.
Okay, call me.
Well, give them the number.
323-806-2700.
Okay. Do you have a website?
Yes, I have website, TomBerlinaProduction.com.
Okay, what is that?
Tom Berlina Production. This is
Tombolino.
Yeah, see?
I know, but they can't see. They're looking in the camera. It says it's
TombolinoProductions.com.
TombolinoProductions.com.
And
okay?
Instagram, Hollywood PPL.
Hollywood PPL. So
Like-
right now we've got all the information.
See?
How
Hollywood
we can reach you.
people, Hollywood PPL.
Okay,
And
PPL.
I give you my business card. You can
I don't, yes.
you can see it.
Oh, if you want to pay me $1,000 a month, I'll promote you anytime you
Oh,
want.
no, it's darkness talk to you. We don't talk about money.
But if you want me to do something for you, I got to get paid.
See?
That's not
Nobody pay me. I do something for you too. But I'm volunteering.
That's nothing to, no, I'm promoting you.
Oh, okay.
No, let's get this straight. Vegas Live with Ninon. Nobody gets charged for coming on my show. It is free to come on my show, and I do promote them as I ask them to tell me about their business, what they do, where they're going, and everything else. So here's a big promotion for you. I hope you get some business out of this, and I hope you're successful. And you're going to write another book.
Yes.
What's it going to be called?
It's a secret now.
It's going to be called The Secret.
Now it's a
It's going to
secret.
be a secret. Thank you so much. Amazing, absolute great talent, wonderful. Don't forget, check her out. And where can they buy this book? Amazon?
I gave yeah, it's in Amazon. You can
Amazon.
order
You
it
can
on
buy this
Amazon.
book on Amazon, okay? So don't forget, Pink Planet, absolutely amazing. We'll be right back with our next guest. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon de Rosa, your host. And as you know, I have a show that I mostly interview my guests are mostly in the music industry. But what we have been doing lately, since the pandemic and what's going on with COVID-19 and the whole bit, we ended up going into different restaurants. So this time we are in Mariposa, which is on Sahara and the corner of Decatur. It's absolutely an amazing restaurant. Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I think I missed a cue there somewhere. I think I'm a little late, but then why not? Why not be a little late sometimes? You don't always have to be perfect. And that's how you can tell that we're on live. And we are on live streaming. So anyway, here we are, Vegas Live with Ninon, and I'm down here at Mariposa's. This is a fabulous It's a Mexican cuisine. It's really, really fabulous. And right next to me, which I happened to drop by Caprio.
Capo's,
Capo's.
yeah.
I dropped by Capo's the other night, and there was Sage singing, and I had her on my show before. You are amazing, Sage.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How
I
are you?
love your hairstyle. Look at this.
thank
You
you.
know, I got a little hair, and she's got a lot of hair. Can I borrow some?
Of course, there we go.
You
You can borrow it on the weekends for me. Give me a break.
So how are you doing? You seem to be doing great. The atmosphere at Capro's was absolutely amazing.
Thank you so
With
much.
your singing. I felt I was in New York about 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, that's kind of the energy I try and promote and
Well, you're
bring
doing
out,
well. You're doing
is
it.
the actual speakeasy. You're secretly getting to drink something you really love, and
Yes.
you're enjoying your favorite music privately. It's all about
Getting
kind
in
of
the mode.
Yeah, getting in the moment and that nostalgia of enjoying something that you really truly enjoy in
Yeah.
almost like a more private setting.
It's definitely
Yeah.
more private. It's not loud.
Right.
You can actually, talk to your partner or whoever
Yeah.
you're with, and also listen to you singing.
Yes.
And I just thought it was just very relaxing and very, very refreshing.
Thank you.
How long have you been there?
I've been at Capo since beginning of August, and I really enjoy it because it gives me the opportunity to almost, I feel like I'm helping bring back that old jazz.
Well, you
jazz
definitely
experience.
are, 100%. You're bringing back that old jazz. You've even got the old microphone.
Yeah, I love that we have that set
And
up in there.
It's like very dark, and I don't mean to say dark as of dark, it's dark as of the atmosphere. It's very sort of,
Yes.
the lights are very sensual, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it totally takes you back.
Yeah, it takes you back, and you're very busy in there.
Very busy. We get a lot of business that comes through that restaurant all the time because there's so many different things about it that are so much fun. You know, you're walking into a genuine speakeasy. You've got that special crazy
Yes.
entrance. You've got a password. You come in. It's lighting like
Well,
you've
you
never
go in the
seen.
back door. I don't know if you know this,
Yeah.
but you actually go in a back door, and somebody says, "Are you coming into the restaurant?" No, I'm just going to stand out here. No, teasing.
Yeah.
No, I'm not coming out. But and then somebody comes in, a little peephole, and they check you out first, and
Yeah.
they check you out.
Yeah, and they make sure you're allowed to come in, and then you
Yeah.
come in, and then you get to see a real live professional jazz singer,
And
just
you-
like people got to see Ella Fitzgerald and
That's
Billie
right.
Holiday.
And that's exactly what it's like. Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, it's like all that arena. Which
That's
is
why
absolutely-
we try and respect the
The look.
atmosphere and the look, because it's like those ladies. I mean, when we're coming to sing, we're coming to do something very specialized, very dramatic, very all engaging. So
Yes.
your aesthetic matters as much as your
They
voice.
all become
and,
part one in this restaurant. You all become together, and it's really it's very quaint. So
Yeah.
how's it been for you? I haven't seen you for a little while, and this lady Sage has one of the most beautiful voices in town, and you're known for that,
you.
and especially with the jazz and everything else. I love the jazz songs, but
Yeah.
you've also got a lot of ballads coming in.
Yeah.
So you sing there on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
and night. Yeah, exactly. And
Okay.
and I have on Thursdays I'm at Tivoli Village at La Casa Cigar Bar.
Oh,
Every
where's
Thursday.
that?
That's up near on
Summerlin?
Rampart. Yeah, up in
Up in
Summerlin.
Summerlin.
Yeah, and then I actually have another show. March 28th, I have a live show with a full band at the Sand Dollar.
I've never heard of the Sand Dollar.
Oh
Where's
my
the
goodness.
Sand Dollar?
The Sand Dollar is amazing.
Where's
It's
it?
a great bar, and they have live music all week on Polaris and I believe
Oh.
Spring Mountain. And it's all.
Oh, it's in town here.
Yeah, right in here in
Yeah.
town. A lot of amazing bands have played there. And so I went up.
So
I
is
got,
it large? Is it quite large?
it's an intimate setting. I would say it's roughly this size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah, it's more intimate, but it's like kind of like when you go to the Gilmore and see Green Day in Berkeley. It's like
Yes,
this kind of
yes,
like
yes,
cool
yes.
dive bar where you're seeing like raw, real local talent. And it's Sand Dollar's amazing.
And what do
Yeah.
you sing there? The same sort of music do you sing, or do you sing a little bit higher?
Oh, the Sand Dollar will be more rocked out,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
alternative.
I
I'm
thought
gonna do my
that.
originals. I had my original show at the Space in November, and they invited me to come back this year. My music is more upbeat, alternative, funky, and then I'm mashing it up with a bunch of covers, which is like Led Zeppelin and some
How
different rock
wonderful.
music. And
Now,
Stuff you can
you're,
dance
you're
to.
very well
Feel
known
good.
in town, and you're obviously, but she's booked all the time, so she does not have a problem being booked because she's fabulous. How do you practice every day? You put your whole 24 hours probably into your business.
Yeah.
Because it is a business.
yeah, this is very much as a musician, your life kind of becomes your business.
Yes.
And so I have to make sure I get a lot of good, well rested, well hydrated, constantly managing their hydration. Because I am singing 4 and 5 nights a week and sometimes twice certain days,
Yes.
I have to be very aware of how I manage my vocal,
How you
my
manage
voice.
your vocal cords
yeah.
and how you manage your whole
And, like,
body and everything.
not
People
talking
forget
too
about
much or
that.
too loud.
Yeah,
and-
people forget about that you are a human being, but when you're up on stage, you're taking a lot of your energy
Yes.
and a lot of your vocal cords have got to be working.
Yeah, it's all muscular. It's like being a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Same, but our muscles are tinier.
Tanya as women as
Yes,
from
but
as
teach little muscles.
compared to men, they got boom muscles.
Yeah.
Little tiny ones. But I have heard, and it's probably very true, that you have to practice nearly every day to keep those vocal cords going.
Yeah, to keep your stamina and your endurance. Like if you're a track runner, you wouldn't take a week off just because you're on vacation.
That's why I'm not a track runner.
Even if you're on vacation, you see people on their treadmills or
All
they
the
go
time.
down to the beach
Yes.
and it's like, hey, before we go out
They're
for
always
the
on the
family
go.
day,
Yes.
we're going to go do our exercise because you have to keep up. It's breathing stamina. So like a swimmer, and I'm a swimmer as well. So like swimming,
It's good for you.
it manages your breath control. And so the same thing with singing. I'm up there doing breathing exercises for 4 hours.
And it's controlling your voice as a singer, as
Yes.
going high, going low, all these different notes you kind of hit.
Yeah.
Have you always been a singer?
I have. My mom was a singer,
Oh,
and
really?
she raised me, and her and my father raised me. But like we would go on these car trips, and she would put on Paul Simon or the Beatles or Barbara Streisand.
And you would sing to
and
it?
we learned all the songs and we learned all the harmonies, and I learned about how the Beatles harmonies were a little different from how that was typical.
Well, because
during
we have
that
a
day,
different
and-
accent. We got that.
Yeah, well, there's all kinds of and just the difference.
We have different vocal cords.
Yeah, just like all the differences between like vocalists, and I became fascinated with vocalists specifically. So then Mariah Carey came out, and it was like she does something with her voice that nobody else does.
Funny you mention her because she's not one of my favorites, but her voice is incredible.
Her agility and capability is incredible.
It's,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
She just has it. Not so. I like her as a singer. Personally, a little bit. I'm not, but I love her voice, and I
Yeah.
think she's one of the greatest performers.
Yeah, and then and it's funny because vocalists, you're master of your vocal cords. So another vocalist that's my favorite is Robin Williams.
Oh,
I mean, he can transform his whole voice.
anything. He
And then, it's like so there's a broad spectrum. I love Eminem. I love Whitney Houston. I love Barbara Streisand,
Whitney
Doris
Houston.
Day.
Yeah, Whitney
you know,
Houston is one of my favorites. I should just watch her mouth, and I should try to watch where she's putting her tongue.
Yeah.
And how is she getting this to come out like it comes out?
Yeah.
And she just changed in a snap.
Yeah.
She go up her somewhere, and then all of a sudden, it's amazing. It was amazing. So she's very well missed.
Yes.
Do you do that as well? You sort of hit the notes and come
Oh,
back down?
absolutely. I'm one of those weirdos that eats a big meal before I sing because
That's
my
no-no.
focus is so. Most people don't eat before they
No,
perform, right?
not
It
at all.
upsets on their stomach.
Yes.
But for whatever reason, my metabolism kicks in and I start burning through calories, and I'll be hungry by my second set, even if I eat before. But it's because of the focus, and you're doing these deep breaths, and you have to manage how much you're pushing here, where this is open, what's lifted, what's dropped,
Absolutely.
it's a lot of focus.
Before
That's
the
all.
epidemic, before COVID-19, we were all out there, we were all singing. And we had this kind of rest period of 2 years. What difference came back from that? All entertainers were off. They couldn't, I could still do my show, but you couldn't go out there. Singles,
Right.
no place to sing.
Yeah.
They were all closed down. Has there been any change at 2 years ago, what you did then and what people want now?
I feel like right now we have the most beautiful opportunity. When the lockdown first happened, I personally, a lot of people, I don't know how everybody else handled it, but I looked at that as, well, I can make the best of this or be upset.
The worst, yes.
And I picked up my guitar and played guitar every day, so now I'm able to play and sing together when I want to.
See?
So, but coming back, the audience and
Yes.
the performer, I feel like us as performers, we either got more introverted or maybe we're able to finally have the time to sculpt something truly creative.
Yes.
And as the audience is just like
They're
waiting.
grasping you.
Well, they're like, oh my God, I forgot how much I love this.
Yes.
And so everybody is so much more, I feel like, more open-minded to hearing
Isn't that-
newer
see, that's what I-
music and
this is
more
what I
playful
feel.
and being more playful.
I feel
and
that everybody is more excited. Everybody
Yeah.
is appreciating
More
our
appreciative.
talent. Yeah, they appreciate their talent more than they did before because now they
Yeah.
couldn't dress up and go out and,
Yeah.
and have a drink, talk while they're singing. Now I see them paying more attention to the singers or to
Yes.
the band or whatever's performing.
Yeah,
I
and it
see
gives
them-
us more freedom.
Yes.
The performer more freedom because I know like you're here for something,
Yes.
and then I can just give what I want to give, and it's like,
Yes,
yay!
and she likes it.
Yeah.
And he likes it, and they all like it.
Yeah.
But that's the feeling I had the other night when I was listening to you. You were just amazing. I hadn't really seen you for many years, actually. And I thought, oh my goodness, we're back again, and here we are, we're back in Vegas again, and what Vegas is all about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, going back to your band, how big is your band?
I keep it at bass, drum, and guitar.
So,
Yeah.
trio.
Yeah,
So you're
Yeah.
like a trio.
Yeah, we're like a
And
trio.
it fits in everywhere.
yeah.
And now, do you play your own guitar as well? Because as you said, you like to play and sing and do all these.
I do
New
occa-
things.
When it's a smaller setting, I'll grab my guitar and I'll play my own songs and a few covers. But when I'm with my band, I let my guitarist do his thing. He is like a virtuoso, like he's a master at what he does. So however I feel I want the music to be expressed, the band it pours out of them.
So-
He's the best guitarist. He's best on the drums. He's the best on bass. They're
And
their
I always
masters,
turn
so-
around and say this: it's the best for you. It might not be the best for somebody else, but always be on with you.
Yeah.
And if it's like I said, I was married for 29 years. My husband had 2 wives before that. Well, obviously it didn't work.
Yeah.
But for he and I, it worked.
Yeah.
And it worked good. But so not everything is good for everybody.
Yeah.
So you have to find your little niche
Yes.
as to where you fit in. And if you find a good band, a good group,
Yeah.
I think that's half the battle, because then you bring out full explosion. Like Frank
Yeah.
Sinatra on the piano. That's all it was. Sometimes, I mean, he did have big orchestras, but a lot of times he sang just with the piano.
Yeah.
And it
And
was beautiful, perfect.
beautiful,
Yes.
yeah.
And that's what you do too.
Yeah.
I noticed you didn't have a band at this place where you
Yeah, at Capos, it's just I
Capos
sing with
doesn't
the
do that?
tracks. Well, it's a small stage,
Yes.
and it makes it easier for the performer to, if you can just have your tracks there,
Yes.
it makes it a little bit easier. But I mean, every once in a while we bring out a guitarist
Good.
up, or
Yeah. Great.
yeah, we have somebody accompany
Accompany
us.
us,
Yeah, because it's fun. You always enjoy other musicians because you
Well, you
get to
do.
watch them. I do. I love it because I get to watch you shine on interviews. I get to watch my guitarist shine on
There you
stage.
go.
You know, I get to see everybody else mastering their
whatever
skill.
they're doing, whatever
Yeah.
they're doing. And I think you just said the right thing. You just said mastering.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you really have to do, whether you're a singer or whether you play the drums. I don't think it matters what it is, or even if you're just bringing a child up.
Yeah.
Master it.
Master it.
Whatever you're doing, put your full time into that time.
Yeah.
And do the best you possibly can, because then that makes you the best.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, is there anything you have in mind right now that you want to do, like a movie or?
What I want to do. I really am enjoying performing my originals for the public here, and it's been really well received. And I'm working on kind of just polishing that show, and hoping for.
So you're having all your originals coming out.
Yeah,
Now,
I've got, and I just recorded my first single that I'm gonna release here in Vegas.
Talk about it. Tell us all about it.
It's called "Time with You," and I just recorded it yesterday, so it's getting mixed and
Wow.
mastered and everything like that.
Yes.
But it'll be up for sale and streaming very soon, and hopefully, my plan is before the March 28th show.
Before your March 28th
Yeah, so that when you come to the show, you'll be able to hear it live and download
and
it.
then you can download it and you can buy it. Now, what platforms is it on?
It's gonna be on all platforms, like
And what are the-
iTunes, Amazon, everything. yeah.
Everything. So it'll be on all. You can get it anywhere. What was
Yeah.
the name again?
Sage Water. Oh, the song will be "Time with You"
Time with You by Sage.
by Sage Waters. Yeah.
Sage Waters. You'll go. I always call you just Sage Waters. But you go under both names.
I just go under Sage Waters.
Just Sage Waters.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a
fabulous.
weird name, so people are like, "Oh, is that real?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, Sage has her water.
Yep.
That's like, what's his other, that TV show, Waters, This Is My World.
Oh, yeah. I forget the title of it. That's
Yeah,
so funny.
This Is My
Well,
World. He
I'm-
just changed it, that's why.
Yeah.
And he always says, and This Is My World.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think I got a little bit of an idea from that, but it was my Instagram is Water the Sage. So
Water the Sage.
It's like refreshing.
I love that.
Water,
yes.
keep your wisdom flowing. Water the plants so they don't die.
And sage is very good for you, by the way.
Yes.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Very. It's
Don't you-
cleansing.
yes, it's cleansing. Don't you have those sage sticks?
Yeah.
And you burn them, and you open all the doors and windows.
Yep.
in your
Get
house.
out the bad energy.
And then you walk around with this thing that's smoking.
Yeah.
And it's smoking. You walk around it. The reason you have windows and doors open is to get all the bad stuff out.
Yep.
I'm sure I'm preaching that everything you all probably know, but those who don't know, that's what it does.
Yep.
And it cleanses your house. I do it. Sometimes when I've had people in my house, I think,
It's time for some saging.
I don't know what they left behind, but let's get rid of it.
Yeah.
How can anybody reach you?
You can reach me on Instagram at waterthesage. You can just message me directly there. I do teach voice lessons and do vocal coaching and artist
great.
development, and so yeah, anything in music, I do it. I love it.
You love it, every part of it.
Performing,
and everything.
recording, writing,
And
producing.
when are you performing? What times?
You can find me at Capo's Speakeasy on Sahara every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday from 6 to 10. And you can find me at La Casa Cigar Bar in Tivoli Village up on Rampart in Summerlin every Thursday from 8:30 to midnight.
Isn't that amazing? Absolutely fabulous. Thank you for coming on set.
Thank
Absolutely
you for
amazing.
having me. And thank you, Las Vegas, for being so wonderful and welcoming. And thank you, Ninon, for being so wonderful and
Absolutely.
welcoming.
Well, I love this woman.
Such
She's
a
just
sweetie.
amazing. I just love her voice. And I also love your personality. You're very down to earth,
you.
and you're not, one of these sort of thinks they're almighty because they're a singer, and sometimes they get a little bit like that. And
We're all vulnerable.
Yeah, I love that word. There, we're all vulnerable to whatever. Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. We'll be right back with our next guest. And don't forget to come down to Mariposa. Mexican cuisine, absolutely amazing down here. They have happy hour and they have main dinners. They have everything down here. We'll be right back with our next guest. Take care. Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and I have Estefano with me. I know that's an unusual name, but I have to say it right away before I forget it. No, I won't forget it.
I forget
Estefano, you forget it, and you
I
have
forget
it,
it.
and it's your name. Now, a funny thing happened the other night. I was up at the Sterling Club, and I was, as usual, poking around and sort of seeing who's there and who isn't there and everything else. And I'm just about to walk out of this room as Stefano says, he says, "Is that you, Ninon?" How did you recognize me?
I recognize you from watching the show.
So you're one, because I haven't seen you, I hadn't ever seen you perform or anything, and I thought, the reason I went in there, I was in the other room, and I thought, wow, that's a great voice, let's go and see what's happening over there. That's why I went over there. You had a fabulous voice.
Thank you. And some of your friends were in the room, I
Yes.
believe.
Well, the guy was, this was even funnier, a guy was actually in the room that had been on my show that afternoon, who I didn't know at all. I had no idea who he was. And he was singing Frank Sinatra. He actually has a very good voice.
He does. I think his name was Greg.
Greg,
Greg?
you got it. And he was
Romanowski.
on my, and Romanowski, that's right. And I'm sitting there, I'm standing talking to you, and I'm looking at it. I know that guy. He was just on my show this afternoon. Small world.
It is a small world.
So you have to be very careful what you do out there, because you never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen, or who's going to be in the room.
Or who's going to be in the room, and then because a lot of people know me anyway, and I don't know them, but they know me.
Absolutely.
But you had a good turnout for you, didn't
Thank you. It's been going very well at the Sterling Club. I'm very honored to have the opportunity to perform there. A lot of great acts, national acts as well. Dionne Warwick is getting ready to do her 46-week residency there.
Oh, really?
She starts on March the 24th.
And she's going to sing in the same room you were in?
No, she's actually going to be in the main
the
showroom.
big long room. The big
long room,
yes,
which they call the showroom.
The showroom, yes.
I was in the Spirits Lounge,
Yes.
which is a lounge that's open to the public.
It's
And then
fabulous.
It is fabulous. And then they have the main bar that they have that's for the members for their dinner and drinks and
And that's
cocktails.
the room I was in. I was in there with a friend of mine.
Correct.
And we were sort of, having drinks and everything else. And then I had this miracle voice. So where
Thank
else
you.
do you perform?
Well, I would have seen you, and I don't mean to interrupt you before I lose my train of thought on that. I would have seen you in the Spirits main bar. I was scheduled to, but because of the influx and the fans that have been coming out to support me at the Sterling Club, I had the opportunity to go in the other room, and they said, Stefano, it's time to move you into the big room again. And I said,
Fabulous.
okay, I'd be more than happy to. So it was really nice that people get
It
to
was
go
very-
in
yes,
and
see
dance.
you. And you can dance there, and you can actually get that. You can get up and sing too if you would like. Only if you have a voice. Please don't get up and don't have a voice. You might think you have a voice.
Well, some of the other entertainers, I invited other entertainers from the local community.
What was her name? Janelle or Joelle?
Joelle Righetti.
Joelle Righetti was there because she came out and then you also had another young lady there.
Kelly Vaughn.
Kelly Vaughn was there. They've all been on my show. So as I'm walking into the Sterling Club, they're all saying, hello, Ninon, because they've all been on my show.
And then your other one came in right, I believe, just as you were leaving the second time, was Sally Olsen and Ned Mills, the Carpenter's Legacy.
Yes, and then they came in as well, absolutely.
yes.
And they're fabulous as well.
Well, that's my
wonderful.
goal, is to set up a evening, which I'm in talks about doing with the Sterling Club and the organization, to have an entertainers, the Insiders Night. So it'll be
I
a
think
night
that
for
would be
all entertainers,
fabulous.
media, talk show hosts and everything, producers.
That means I'm included.
Absolutely. You're welcome. This is
I'll
an
be there.
invitation right now. You see,
Right, yeah, I got an invitation.
to come on in and have a night with your loved ones, your immediate
Yes.
friends and family members.
But all
along
mixed with the same thing, doing the same thing.
Correct.
And this is what this show is all about, is trying to get everybody together. Not to get the singers, well, I don't want to introduce you to anybody because I might not get the job if I introduce you to them. To get them together.
I agree with that, but you see, this is the thing about myself. I have a product, and I know you never heard me sing until that evening.
No.
But I do something that no one else can do.
Oh, good. What is it?
Sing in my voice. No one will ever have my voice. We can all impersonate. As a
Yes.
singing impressionist, I do Neil Sedaka, Barry Manilow, Elvis Presley, but I'll never have their voice.
So you do it with your voice.
I do it with my voice.
I love that.
And I allow other entertainers to come in because it's an opportunity to meet other people. Well,
Yes.
people like to collaborate with each other, work together in a professional setting. And I may say, you know what, I'm looking for this specific voice and I can't find it. But I could go that night and hear someone or meet someone, someone refer him to me and say,
Yes.
Stephanie, you got to hear this person. The stage is the stage.
Yes,
it's
it
never
is.
my stage because I don't
It's
own the
everybody's
stage.
stage.
That's right. And no stage for me is too small. and no stage is ever going to be too
Too
big.
big.
And everybody's welcome on my stage, because if I go and feel as though that someone may take my job, well, then I need to work harder.
Then you've got to work a
because
little
that
harder and
person
prove
worked
yourself.
harder than me.
Absolutely.
But I don't fear that, because I never take anyone's job.
No.
I would never. I've covered for entertainers in the past, and entertainers have had me come back to me and say, well, this showroom or this restaurant wants you there now and not me. And I tell them, tell your restaurant, don't worry about it. I don't want your job. You know why?
You stay there.
There's 7 nights a week. You're there 1. They can pick me up
Another
6 other
different-
nights.
See, that's why people
And they should
like
have
you.
confidence in their
why,
talent.
That's why people like you.
Thank
You're
you.
funny you should say that, because I've got a lot of people in town that have either not copied my show, but they started up the same talk show, a talk show, the idea of what I've done. And everybody there said, well, you know, they're taking your show. I said, no one can take this voice, number one.
That's right.
This is my voice, and no one's going to, thank goodness they won't, but I don't think they want it anyway.
Or the face.
Or the face, thank you. Or the face.
Absolutely.
Or the face. So I'm never, to me that's a compliment though. You know, somebody else likes what you do and they want to copy what you do and do what you do. It's a compliment. So, but what I do like about you is that you use your own voice. You don't try to have somebody else's voice. Because I always think if someone's impersonating somebody else and they think they've got that good a voice to impersonate, so like a Frank Sinatra, well, if they think they've got a voice like Frank Sinatra, they've got to have a pretty good voice.
They do, and you know, it's really ironic because my good friend that I grew up in the same town, the same street, and didn't know was Chris Jason. Chris Jason,
Chris Jason,
has
I adore. He's
the
fabulous.
best Sinatra
Sinatra.
voice.
Yes, he
Him
does.
and also my good friend Brian Dupree, who also does Frank Sinatra. It's probably the closest voices you'll ever hear to Frank Sinatra, with the intonation, the diction, pronunciation. You don't have to look like someone to sound like them to play that role. But what Chris does is he does his thing,
Yes.
and he does it his way, not Sinatra's way. And when he does it, you also hear the beauty, the timbre, and everything about Chris's voice. And you say, that boy is classically trained. And he's a man, I shouldn't say boy. That man is classically trained.
Yes.
He's an amazing singer, and
He
he
is,
can do
he
so
is.
much more. And that leaves me wanting to come back and see him, because I
Yes.
want to know what else he can do.
Well, how could he do it? I mean, how does he do it? It's funny, a friend
That's
of mine
right.
went to see his show last night, and she said that Chris was singing. She said it's just the nearest I've ever seen to Frank Sinatra. And then she said, well, he doesn't look like Frank Sinatra. And I said, well, he doesn't want to look like Frank Sinatra. He
That's
doesn't
right.
want to do that. He wants to be his own person, and that's what gives him what he has.
And that's why his name is Chris Jason.
Yes. Yeah, that's
and not
right.
Christopher Jason Sinatra.
No, but that's true. So you've never wanted to impersonate. You can do your own thing.
Correct.
Now, you write your own music too?
I have written my own music. I have a beautiful song that a dear friend of mine, yesterday was his anniversary of his passing, Mr. Ben Mesiti, Italian boy from Naples, Italy. He grew up with me in Johnston, Rhode Island. He wrote a song with me called La Donna del Ballo, which is the lady of the dance, because I do sing in English and Italian. So and in the song, I sing both English and Italian with it. So it's really nice.
Can you give me a couple of bars of that?
Of course I can. At the Sterling Club, March 16th, Wednesday night. My vocal coach, Ronnie Fabre, would not want me to do that right now, because I had coffee, I haven't had my water yet,
You
and
haven't
I
had your
don't
water,
definitely
So,
vocal
do you know
warm-ups.
what I love though about you? You're being honest,
That's the only way to live.
isn't it?
Well, because, you know, my mother is my life. She raised me
Is she
to
still
be
alive?
respectful, but to be honest and have no filter. And that's why I'm so brutally honest that sometimes it can hurt you. But you know
Yes.
what? I'd rather have someone see me. It's transparent.
Absolutely.
And that's the good thing about
Well,
it.
you know, the reason you like that is because you're comfortable with yourself.
Yes.
You walk into a room, you're comfortable walking into the room, you're comfortable on stage. When you're comfortable with yourself, that is half the battle of living.
Absolutely.
And my greatest thing is go into your bedroom, because that's the tranquil place in the whole house, supposedly, and just sit there and just be you. Just, who am I? What am I? What do I want? What am I doing? How am I going to do it? And not try to be like somebody else. And so many singers want to be somebody else that
They
have
do.
beautiful voices.
But people, not even just from the singing point, and an individual person wants to always seem to act as though they want to be someone else.
Yeah.
My mother always told me, watch your 3 M's. Watch your manners, watch your mouth, and watch your mother. You never know where I'm going to be to get you. And I will come and find you. Or I'll know about it. But the thing is I don't have to worry about, people say to me, oh, what did you think of that person? What did you think? I don't judge their talent. Listen,
They're all
I
different.
enjoyed it. That's right. Everybody's different. Everyone sounds different. I can't say someone's a better singer than me, and I would never say I'm a better singer than anyone else. And when people come up to me
No,
and say,
you.
"Oh, you were excellent, and you did a beautiful job," and I know I made a mistake, I never say, "Oh, I made a mistake," or "I missed that note," blah blah. Unless it's a dear friend of mine that can
Yeah.
give me help,
Yes.
like Ned Mills.
Oh,
I
Ned Mills,
can
he's
ask
lovely,
Ned for
yes.
true constructive criticism,
Absolutely.
and it's professional.
Absolutely. Yes.
You know, breathing technique and whatnot. But I just say thank you, because those people are first-time listeners, or they're there to enjoy you.
Yes.
But see, my job as an entertainer, and you know this because you do this, Ninon.
I do.
My job is, I have a saying called these 4 walls. Within these 4 walls, my job as an entertainer is to make everyone in the audience forget about everything that's going on outside those 4 walls, and to let them enjoy the music, reminisce on the music, remember where they were when they first heard it, or
You've
their
got to
first dance, their
capture
first
them.
kiss. And you do.
You have to
and that's
capture
what
them.
pulls them in.
I hope am I capturing right now? I think we're both capturing right now. We're both doing this together.
Well, they're looking at your face and listening to my voice.
Well, I don't know about that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Sweet, absolute sweet.
But that's my goal, is to make them enjoy it and forget about everything. If I've done that, then I've done my job as an entertainer.
And that's what they say. Even if you're a speaker out there, if you're on stage doing anything, you have somebody in the middle. You have and somebody on your right hand side, and you focus on the people that are enjoying you. You don't focus on the people that are not enjoying you, because they always bring you up, and they're always looking
That's
at
true.
you, and they're smiling and they're laughing. And that's actually the key to any performer, is to have your beginning, your middle, and your end, because that's what it all is. That's a movie, that's a show,
That's
that's
right.
anything, that's your singing.
That is
You
it.
have your beginning, you have your high, and then you have winding down. And that's how your show works. And that's how everybody works. And we all have, we have our main course. We start with something, then we have our main course and a couple of drinks, and we slowly wind down and we enjoy. But that's life, isn't it?
That is life. Sinatra said it. That's life.
That's life. Well, see, I got him to sing a couple of
Oh,
bars.
oh, no, that wasn't singing.
Oh.
That's the thing. Sinatra spoke on key. And that's why my dear friend Chris Jason is so darn good.
I know.
Because he speaks
on key. He's right on key.
You hear
there.
the diction. When he says the word or the name God, he doesn't say God. Oh my God. He says God.
He pronounces the
pr-
whole word.
He does. And Mark Maynard and
Oh.
Kelly Vaughn and Joel Rigetti
Yes.
and other entertainers. I mean, the Bronx Wanderers, Vinny and
Yes.
Vincent John. Amazing
But the
performers.
talent in
There's
Vegas.
so much
There's
talent
so
in
much
Vegas.
talent
But
in
remember,
Vegas.
we all came from somewhere else.
Well, I know where I came from.
Yes.
I came from my mother.
You did. That's why my mother always told me, Stefano, remember.
They always say, Nina, where'd you come from? I said, my mother.
Yeah. Well,
Well, it's
because you
true.
can have 100 fathers, and that's no disrespect to men. You can have 100 fathers, but you only get one mother.
One mother.
That's right.
And don't ever forget that out there.
Absolutely.
That one. It's funny how boys, men, are always very attached to their mothers. And I guess I've often thought it's because of the opposite sex, which is number one, which we automatically have that attachment. But it's funny because when you find a man that loves his mother, you know that's a good man.
That's right.
You know that he's right on par. He loves his mother. He respects his
And
mother.
that extends to their immediate family members, their brothers and sisters. Frankie Shinta, God rest his brother Joe's soul.
Yes.
He loves his brother and what his sister is a performer as well.
Yes.
But he's on his own right now, and he's
Yes.
creating a brand new show. And I wish him the best. But those are the family values that I grew up with.
Yes.
And those are the things and the stories that I tell during my show, whether it be at the Sterling Club or when I was on the Dennis Bono show talking about it or not, or I tell it through the songs that I select.
That you select, that you actually
So-
write yourself. Do you like
Absolutely.
writing?
I do. I like writing. I write a lot of poetry.
Oh, really?
I do. And I read 1 hour every evening. And now that I'm getting older and I'm in my
It's 2
40s, I
hours.
have to wear glasses.
Oh.
No, it cuts down to 15 minutes before the headache sets in. Because then I start listening to myself.
So you have little rituals that you do every day.
I do.
Does that keep you focused? Would you advise that for people to have something definite?
Yeah, I would say absolutely, but the thing is I know with this things that are going on in the country and around the world in the last 10 years, and entertainment's changed on a daily basis.
Yes.
I don't have a job in 9 to 5 or serving tables like I used to go in. I work in the entertainment industry.
Yes.
Anything that has to do with singing, acting, dancing, or choreography or production, those are the things that make me happy.
Yes.
So as long as I'm doing something that I truly love, everything is
Well,
great.
you're going to make it better anyway.
Absolutely.
Do you do much movies? I imagine you do a lot of movies.
No, but I used to do film and television when I was younger, which I don't talk about much. But I will say this.
What were you in? Oh, come on, you're on the
Well, I
show.
was
Come
on a soap opera.
Oh, what were you on? It's coming out now. Now we're
Well,
winding
you're
up.
I'm gonna have to ask you what show I was on
I don't
when
know,
I
'cause-
see you at the Sterling Club.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to
Okay.
ask around
I'll
because
have to
only
ask
so
around.
many people know.
Okay, well, no, I want to know because I don't forget I wasn't in America. Maybe then.
Okay, I'll tell you this. I was.
He's teasing me. I gotta get it out of him. It's all right. Come on.
We'll tell you soon. One
Come
of
on,
these
Frankie
days,
boy.
I'll
Come
tell
on.
you.
Come on, Frankie boy. Come on.
It was actually Days of Our Lives.
Oh, and he's keeping that a secret.
I played the young Bo Brady in flashbacks. I
how
wrote my own
amazing.
storylines and scripts to be on the show.
Really?
With Joseph Moscolo, who inspired me. He played Stefano DiMera, and he inspired me to go and sing. I was doing a television show called Working with Fred Savage. It was Working on NBC. And I was singing underneath the bleachers during the breaks of the show. At that time, I was just learning the blocking. I was brand new, almost like an extra, but a glorified extra because I had one
Pass.
line and one
Well,
movement
once you have
with
a
them,
line, you're
interaction.
no longer an extra.
That's true. And then all of a sudden, they asked me to sing, and they're like, "Who is singing?" And it was me under the stage, and I was singing the Christmas song for the Jewish community, "Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel, we made you out of clay." And then all of a sudden,
Oh,
they
my
filmed
goodness.
it, and I was part of the show. So I was working on that show. So it was really cool. My hair was down to my shoulders, but this is in the 90s.
Yes, okay.
So, but I've been singing since I was 5 years old, and I love it. And
It's your life.
it is. And now I'm getting ready to retire, not from singing.
No, you can't retire.
I'm gonna retire and go on a cruise line and perform,
Yes.
and be a entertainer, a cruise director. That's
Really?
my goal, is to
And
be
you
a
want
cruise
to do
director.
that? This means, I think, I'm just assuming, this means you are not married.
I am not married.
I
no.
see. I figured that because if he's going on a cruise and he's going to be gone, you either have to take the wife and the kids.
And people ask me all the time,
How do you manage
can
to
I get you a
escape,
date?
right?
And I go, absolutely. You can take me out on a date, and my fee is $500, as it would be if I were to go and sing somewhere. No, I'm just kidding.
He charges
I don't charge $500.
He charges more than I charge.
I don't charge.
no.
But I've
I
been
know.
invited many places, and I will go everywhere with anyone. I
Do you
love
have any
going to see
children? Do you have
shows.
children?
I do not.
So you don't have children. He doesn't have a wife. And are you eligible or you're not eligible?
I'm eligible.
Totally eligible, but that doesn't. Now, girls, hang in there. I know he's good looking and all this stuff. 'Cause when I went in this room to see him, I went, "Oh, good looking."
And he can sing something.
And he sings
Not
as
much, but
well.
something.
Great personality.
Thank
have,
you.
and it
Thank
would be
you.
great on a cruise.
I would
but
love to
also
go back and do it.
to sing on a cruise ship, and also to be a director as of the entertainment. I
That's
think
correct.
that would occupy your time because I think you get a little bored just singing, not doing anything else. But being a director, you've got something to do.
Interacting with people from
Yes.
all over the world, that's
Yeah.
what I like to do. I like to,
Absolutely.
and that's why I knew who you were from watching your shows,
Yeah, isn't that
watching your
nice?
clips, and as soon as you walked through the door, I literally finished the song and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ninon is here." when I recognize people,
Yes, and
because
that was
I've
very
always
sweet.
wanted to be recognized as an entertainer, so why shouldn't someone else be
I
recognized?
was just so sweet, and
pay
I was so
homage?
surprised. How can anybody reach you to book you?
You can actually visit me on YouTube as Stefano DeSanto. My show is called Icons of Vocal Review. You can also contact the Soundtrack Music Productions at area code 401-301-3450. And of course, I'm sure your production team will provide my email address, which
will.
is my first name, Estefano, E-S-T as in Thomas, E-F as in Frank, A-N-O, 118 at gmail.com. And now, Nina, Ninon, back to you.
I love it. And Stefano is
The one
amazing.
take.
Yeah, all in one take. We don't have to go for number two. You know, it's funny, I always do a one take thing, and my producer, she said, how do you do it in one take? I said, well, that's up to you if you like it in the one take.
That's
But
right. Well, you know what?
The
You
first take
practiced
is always the best.
always.
Always the best. You can repeat and repeat and repeat. Never comes out the same as the first one. And
It's true.
Stefano has been amazing. Don't forget to find him. And when are you at the Sterling Club?
I'm in the Sterling Club next Wednesday, March 16th, and then the new schedule will come out for April and May as well.
Fabulous. So we'll see him there. But don't forget to go to the Sterling Club and see him up there. Absolutely amazing. And don't forget to go to YouTube, Vegas Live with Ninon, and don't just subscribe and join. There's all sorts of things there that you do. Enjoy. We'll be right back with our next guest. Take care. Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host. As you know, we go streaming, so nothing is kind of altered. The interview is the interview. If it goes right, great. If it goes wrong, great. Whatever it is, it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it's up. Cornelius with me. Absolutely amazing. Obviously in the entertainment business. You were actually, and you're reminding me now that you were on my show when I was at the Pepper Mill
Correct.
some time ago.
Correct.
So what's been going on since then and now with you? You look amazing.
Thank you.
I don't know if this watch is big enough.
No, I think it needs to be a little
I think it
bigger.
needs to be a little bit
A
bigger,
little
actually.
A little bigger. Basically, I've been touring. I traveled
Been on
overseas.
tour?
I went to Spain after I saw you, and I worked over there.
Fabulous.
And then I started working in the Texas area, Houston, Dallas. And then the pandemic hit, so
Yeah.
everybody took a break.
So did you? What did you do with that break? Because you're a performer. You're out there, and you love being on the stage. You love performing.
Well,
So now you can't. So what was your alternative, as I would say?
well, I have grandchildren,
Oh,
so I spent some time with them.
so they got to meet you and see who you were and
Got to-
everything.
got to
There you
spend a
go.
little time with them
Yeah.
and work out some of the problems they had, get that old folks intuition.
Yes.
And it was great. I enjoyed it.
Did you do any performances on,
No.
on nothing at all? You
No,
did nothing.
at all.
Did you sing every day? Did you work out every day? Did you
No,
nothing at all?
nothing at all.
So nothing kind of left your body except when you came back, you just rejuvenated it all out
Right,
again.
correct.
So what have you got coming up now?
I got a show coming. Well, I've been working in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Oh, fabulous! I
And
love that
that's,
place.
That's kind of like where I work the most at in Fort Lauderdale. I work with a company called Class Act,
Okay.
and they do a lot of booking in the Florida area, which they like the sounds and music of the late great Barry White out there, and I like to give it to them. I got something coming up on April the 8th here at in Las Vegas. I don't know if you know Lady Brandy's Club.
Oh, I know Lady Brandy. I have had Lady Brandy on my show. She is one of the epitome of jazz. I mean, this woman, she just goes, she starts and she just
Right.
goes and goes and goes. Absolutely an
So
amazing performer.
I'm going to do a show at her club
Okay.
on the 8th of April.
Okay.
And after that, I'm going to the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, I love that when you have a horse running. Do you have horses? You
No,
don't have a horse running. Okay.
I wish I did, but I don't have a horse running. But I've been asked to perform out there.
Oh, how wonderful.
So I accepted. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to go home. I'm originally from Gary, Indiana.
I was going to say, where is your home?
Yeah,
Indiana.
Gary,
I've
Indiana.
never been to Indiana. I don't know.
You haven't missed anything.
Why are you going back then?
Hey, it's where you born and raised that you always go back.
You always go. Yeah, it's funny. You
Always
do. You
go
always
back.
go back because I find
But I
in
still
England,
have family there as well.
and you have a lot of family
Yeah.
and everything there. So with the epidemic and everything going on, and now you're back, and now we've got these politics, and now we've got this war starting or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
What is going on in your life, mentally and physically? What you?
Right now, I'm writing and arranging again. I hadn't been.
Oh, you're
doing that.
writing.
Yeah, I hadn't done that in a while, but in the process since the last time I saw you,
Yes.
my wife passed away from
Oh.
terminal cancer.
I'm sorry.
So I lost the urge to write and arrange. So now I've gotten back to.
You're
writing.
coming back into it,
To
and you're
writing
coming
and
back into
arranging.
writing. When you sit down and you start writing, does it automatically come to you, or you just kind of? Or when you write, you're writing songs, right? Or
Yeah.
you're writing a book,
So
or writing songs.
Mhm.
So when you think of a song, or you start writing a song, where are you? Where?
well, actually, I take everyday life and I come up with a title, and then I build off the title. And the song I'm working on now is called "Teach Me How to Love Again," which
Oh.
I've never had that problem because I
You had a
was
wife.
married.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You have one wife, right?
Yes.
For how many years were you married?
38.
38 years. It's hard to say in this day and age because most people it's 8 years, or 5 years, or 5 minutes.
Well, today.
They get to but 38 years, and so obviously yes, you miss her tremendously.
Yeah, of course.
Have you sort of started dating or started sort of
That's
getting
why
out?
I wrote the song, because I don't really know what real dating is today.
Well, I can't help you. That's for sure.
I'm gonna tell
I
you,
don't know what dating is either.
I've met people to say
I don't know where you meet people anymore. I don't
they
know if
want
you
to get married. And I ask them, what's my name? And they don't know. Why would you want to marry somebody you don't know?
Well, I couldn't agree with you more.
You know, it didn't make sense to me.
No, my husband passed away in 2004, so like you, and I haven't kind of cottoned onto anybody
Right,
since then.
exactly.
Well, there's one person out there that's been out there a long time, but it's become friendly and it's
Right.
nice, it's comfortable. But you're right. Why do they always want to get married right
I
away?
have no idea.
They either want to get married right away or move in.
That part right there.
Yeah, and I'm like trying to figure out what's this move-in bit. Are you trying to save rent?
No idea.
Are they trying to save rent, or is it convenient, or is it desperate? Are they desperate? I often wonder because
I have no idea. That's why I want somebody to teach me how to love. Again.
so that's why
I want to know what love is.
Yes.
You've heard that
You know
title.
what your love was when you were married and all those
Exactly.
years, and you obviously
Exactly.
carried it through for 38 years.
Right.
And so now it's something new, and now it's a bit dodgy out
Right.
there, isn't it?
Right.
It's very
different.
dodgy.
It's definitely different.
Well, it's definitely different. I think,
Yeah.
and I happen to agree with change. I love change. I think it's great to have change and all that. And so the problem is you've got to learn it.
Right, exactly.
So this new song, how long will this take you to get this out? Oh, is it pretty
I'm
soon?
hoping to have it done by Mother's Day.
By Mother's Day, so that's what, a couple of months, isn't it?
Yeah,
About,
couple of months.
Yeah, a couple of months. You want it out there for
Right.
them. And what are you going to put into this song as of what you're feeling?
Well, I'm going to tell my true feelings, how I feel about love today.
Yes.
I knew what love was
Then, yes.
but I don't understand it now.
No.
It's totally different with the TikTok, the Instagram, Facebook and all this stuff. It's just too much for me.
It's funny you should say that, because I get a lot of, on my phone, I get a lot of people coming in from strange places, and I have no idea, and how are you, and I've been dreaming about you, and I'm thinking, who on earth is this? I don't even know who they
Who are you?
Who are you? I don't know who I have no
Makes
idea.
sense.
And I write back, I say, I don't know you, who are you? And I write it back, because I don't know. And I'm thinking, all these words of wisdom, which are lovely words to have, but
Hey.
like, they don't really fit into the pattern of life as how...
I made a mistake one time. You know, when you go on Facebook, they say, friend me.
Okay.
I friend one, not knowing that you friend all their friends too. And then
Oh.
everybody say, well, you could block them. Well, I don't know how to block them. So what do you
I don't want you on my Facebook anymore.
What do you do, you know? So it's crazy.
It is
I
crazy.
just don't understand it. I have a Facebook page, but I don't.
You
I
don't
don't
bother
watch
with it
it.
too
No.
much. Now you live in Vegas.
Well, no, I don't. I live in Long Beach.
Oh, you live in
California.
Long Beach now.
Correct.
Oh, Long Beach is nice.
Yeah,
it's
it
very,
is.
It's very nice down there. I used
Yeah.
to live in Los Angeles, and
Okay.
I loved it. It was
Well,
very
I
good.
live on the water, so
That's
it's really nice. It's quiet.
So
It's
you-
peaceful.
So you go on the beach and you walk and you keep yourself fit and all
No, I
that
go on
stuff.
the
He doesn't
beach.
do any of that. He doesn't do any of that. He just sits and writes music all the time.
Well, no, you can look out your window and see the ocean,
There you
and it
go.
gives you a nice vibe, and just make it happen.
And also, you said you're into music, of putting music together and
Yes.
producing and everything else.
Yes.
What sort of music do you like to produce? Is it
Well, not unfortunately, but I most of my stuff sounds like Barry White.
fabulous?
I had a song in the UK
You wanna-
that was very popular. It was called Step Baby, and it was #1 for 6 months out there.
Wow.
And they thought it was Barry White. I didn't mind.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, can you give me a couple of lines?
Like talking lines or.
Singing lines. Talking we've done. Singing or talking, I don't mind, whatever you
I'll
want.
take good care of you. That's what a man is supposed to do. And I'll be there for you all the time.
See, you are.
Let your hair down, baby. Get me in the mood.
I love it. I love it. Amazing. You know, I love it when you can just off the cuff you come up with something and you
Well,
love
I
it.
had to find something that fit you.
To fit-
That fit you.
That's sweet. You're so sweet. How can anybody reach you if they want to? You compose for other people? Or
I do.
You do.
I'm gonna give you my card. How to put this out, and you can tell them. But I go by CorneliusMD.com, and you can go. I have a studio, a portable
Okay.
studio.
You have a store. Okay.
I have a little bit of everything.
You're a baritone, vocalist, arranger, producer, writer, and a DJ.
Yes.
I can imagine you being a DJ because of that voice of yours. You have that
Hey.
incredible, lovely, deep
They
voice.
forced me into it.
You love it, don't you? You
Well,
love being in the
I
entertainment
love
business,
singing,
don't you?
though. I love singing more so than I do DJing, but you know, I had an opportunity to audition for The Lion King. I don't know if they were trying to change the vocals or whatever, but I had the fortune, the privilege to be able to audition for it.
Oh,
Didn't get it,
No, but you auditioned for
but I
it.
did get a chance to
You
audition,
did.
and that's saying something.
Yeah.
Of all the people in the world,
Yes, absolutely.
they thought my voice was well
Absolutely.
enough to possibly.
So with the epidemic over and everything, you're ready to get back out there.
Oh
again.
yeah, I'm
And-
definitely
and-
out there.
Long Beach, I don't think they have much entertainment down there.
Oh man.
They do? Ooh, I'm wrong.
Goodness. They just had the Reggae Fest right by my house. It was about my house from here to the streets.
Really?
Yeah.
The Reggae Festival.
Fest. They have the Grand Prix. They have the
Well,
Jazz
the Grand Prix, I
Festival.
know.
They
Oh,
have
wow.
all that
Well,
right
excuse
there
me,
in
let me
Long
take
Beach.
those words back
Yeah.
I just said.
Yeah,
So you're
Long
doing
Beach is
well down
popping.
there.
Long Beach is popping.
But you're popular because you've been around a long time.
Yeah, I've been around a minute.
Everybody,
Don't tell everybody.
everybody knows who you are, knows what you do and everything else. And you're such a wonderful, wonderful singer, but also not only that, a wonderful personality. You're a
try to
great
be.
guy. You're very sweet and very kind.
Thank
And you can be reached on Instagram.
No. You can go to my website. I don't do my
What is your website under?
CorneliusMD.com.
CorneliusMD. You can go on that.com. And absolutely amazing. Thank you for coming on Vegas Live with
problem.
Ninon.
My
It's just
pleasure.
absolutely amazing. And don't forget to tune in on YouTube, Vegas Live with Ninon, and all the other places. And don't forget social media shows. And Maria Pureza is my producer. Absolutely amazing. I kind of hit it lucky. She does everything for me and we get out. It's nice to hit it lucky with a producer. Because,
Right.
you know, they all have their own ideas and everything else, but we kind of work together very, very well. So it's really pretty cool.
That's good.
Like you. So anyway, we're going to be, get ready for our next guest. Take care.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you're looking amazing.
Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I have Clark Bossett with me, and I believe he's running for some part in this office, this big worldwide of America. What are you running for?
Yeah, Ninon, thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've got to get you out there.
Thank you. I appreciate you helping me reach a larger audience. So I'm
Yes.
running for Congress in Nevada District 3. So this is the federal office, and geographically, they just redistricted. So it's a different area than it used to be. But if you live west of the Strip from Southern Highlands all the way down to, or all the way up to Centennial Hills, and then out to Pahrump, that's all District 3. So it's a quarter of the state population.
You're in my district.
Yes, well, thank you.
I live in
Yeah.
Southern Highlands, so I better back myself up a little bit here.
Yeah, the interview just got tougher. So thank you for having me in your district.
So yeah, I didn't even know that. Actually, we met at a Bible study.
Yep.
I go to Bible studies sometimes, not all the time because I have work to do, and with Jules, which is fabulous. And you were sort of, with your wife and your baby, and you have a newborn.
Yeah, I've got a newborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's real sweet, and she's all filling, no crust. She's pretty round, and yeah, really great.
I don't know what that means, but she's definitely very lively.
Yes.
And she's quite young.
Yeah, she's 5 months now.
5 months now
Yeah.
already. So now what made you, you're quite young, go into politics? Because
Yeah.
politics is a tricky place to be, because you're trying to please everybody.
Yeah.
At the same time, you've got a lot of people against you. So, because you've got other people running for their district, and also the same district as you're in.
Yep.
So, kind of,
What have I done?
yeah, what have I put myself into?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, and we can go more into the backstory, but first of all, I love our country a ton. I feel like we're losing it. And that's been some of the rationale for why I've jumped into this race. Yeah, and so many things have changed over the last year. I mean, I'm sure you felt it, and even if you don't understand how federal lawmaking rolls right down to your front doorstep, if you look outside, everything is 20% more expensive. That's because of inflation, through the theft and debasement of our currency.
And I think it's even going up more than 20%, because
Yeah.
gasoline now in Los Angeles is what, $5 a gallon?
Yes, I was
Well,
just
it's $4.95 or something. So they,
No, I paid $5.40 yesterday in Pasadena. So depending on the basket of commodities that you look at, we're well above 20%, in some cases 100% higher.
Yes.
So, and I'd also say, as far as jumping into politics, it depends on how you play it. But my heart is, it's important for you. You want to have an informed vote. I want to make that as easy as possible for you. So that's why I'm just completely transparent about who I am.
So what's your main thing that you don't like that you're running for? Because every
Yeah.
politician that goes into politics or whatever they're running for, whatever it may be, they have one main object plus a lot of others. But
Sure.
your main thing you're running for, which you said earlier, was the country.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think if there's a main thing. Really, I guess if you boil it down to my general philosophy of government, is that I think that the government just exists to preserve your God-given rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So I don't need to tell you what hat to wear or where to live. I just need to make sure that your stuff's not getting taken, your life isn't getting taken, and no one else's freedom is encroaching on yours.
I think
So-
freedom is a big thing right now, because we seem to be not having freedom. And it seems that
Yeah.
this COVID thing was the one that took a lot of our freedom out. And when I say COVID, that's all people, actually all over the world, but we're talking about America, because the American people, whether they're Democrat, Republican, or indifferent, it's
Yeah.
all people. And we're having it seems what I see out there, and I love being older now, so I don't have to worry so much. But it seems a lot of things are taken away, especially for the younger generation. School kids and all this stuff going on, but they're still wearing masks.
Well, that's completely true. I think that the government has used COVID and the pandemic as a pretext to enact restrictions that they never would have been able to get away with in any
Yes.
other situation.
That's-
And then they're hanging on to that power. So,
Well, they're trying to hang on to it, but I think
Yeah.
people are getting their heads out of the sand.
well, look at Canada.
I don't get that. I still haven't quite understood Canada, because Canada is
Yeah.
kind of a sister or something to England, to Britain.
Sure.
And
Well, really what's going on with Canada is that, they mandated the vaccine, and, as Americans and even just as free people around the world, we're always going to retain our choice and our autonomy to choose what we put in our bodies.
Yeah, I think so.
Full stop.
Yeah, yeah.
And they said, hey, you don't even have the choice over what you put in your own body. And that's something that's just beyond the jurisdiction of what government is allowed to speak to or interfere with. So, I can't tell you who to marry or how to raise your children. So these are things that the government is just, they shouldn't be interfering with.
And it's all over the world, because
Yeah.
I don't know if I know it's all over the world, but I don't know if it was done just to hit America. Because I kind of got in the back of my head is, did they have America in mind? But let's make it the whole world, then it won't look like it's any different country. And you're
Yeah.
laughing at that. So
Well, I was thinking, I don't know if I feel special that I'm specifically targeted.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we're the special ones. I don't know.
Well, I'd say that this whole pandemic, you look at the World Economic Forum, you
Yes.
look at the, the global health agencies, and, really they're wanting to see the Great Reset. And if you don't know, you can Google it. But it's not a conspiracy theory. It's, it's their formal stated platform on things that they want to see happen, as far as, the next, transformation of the way that we work. And
It's funny. You're definitely in the younger generation.
Mhm.
I'm definitely in the older generation. I've always been with the younger generation. I happen to love the way the younger generation think. What I'm looking at in Washington, I'm looking at an awful lot of older people running Washington when we're in a technical world that the older people really don't understand the technology going around. You were brought up in it, and you know more about technology than these older people. And when I hear them talking about so many different things, I'm like, I know a little bit of it. I'm
Yeah.
like rubbing my head and thinking, they're running the country and they don't even know what's going on.
yeah.
So
Well,
what's going, do we need younger people in there?
I think we definitely need younger people, and I'll say there's nothing inherently virtuous about being younger, because we also need the wisdom of older folks. But
Absolutely.
I
But
would
not to
say
run
that,
the country.
yeah, but I would say that you need to have the requisite intellectual ability to be able to lead through policy discussions on a wide range of issues, and that's really important. And so that's why I think some of my technical background comes into play.
Definitely.
Prior to this, I was the machine shop manager for science and engineering at UNLV, and then I was in central finance for VP before that. And I've done several other things outside of that. So I think it's important to, not be too siloed, have a good grasp, because, we see this problem primarily in Joe Biden, because, there's no chance that he's leading policy discussions in back rooms. So we don't know who's in charge of our country.
We have no idea.
As Americans, we have a right to know. That's a problem.
Yeah, and I don't even see him coming out of the White House anymore, so I don't even know if he's living at the White House. Because normally they come out and they come to the Rose Garden,
Yeah.
they come to the lawn. I haven't seen that quite happen too much. I know it's
Well,
maybe
you know that
winter
he has a
and cold.
fake White House set. Did you know that?
No, but
Yeah, it's
now
outside the White House. It looks like the White
everybody out
House.
there, you now know it.
Yeah, now you know.
Really?
Yes, he has a fake White House set, and I can send you the footage, but it's easy to find, and he's
No, I don't believe you
he's
for
drawn
your
quite a
word.
bit of criticism for it.
Really?
Really.
So they all think, well, I obviously haven't seen it because I haven't seen him coming
Yeah.
out. Because you normally see them walking out of the front door of the White
Yeah.
House. You see all this, and so,
You're not seeing it.
no.
Yeah, there's a fake set.
And
It's
I
got
was
fake
thinking,
windows.
why is that? So it's got fake everything.
It's got fake everything.
Now, what about this cyber thing going on? We've got a cyber
Yeah.
thing that definitely the younger generation. When I talk about the younger generation, I'm talking about under 50 or under 45. Around, I'm talking under that because they know all about this cyber thing. Now, they had a cyber attack on the Ukraine
Yeah.
yesterday to this morning, whenever it was, but it was today. Now, the older people, and you've got a young gentleman running the Ukraine. I forget his name, but he's younger. He's not 80 or he's not 70. He's probably up 45, 50.
Yeah.
So he knows exactly what's going on with the cyber. And this was sent in at the last minute. So that they could, they're trying to attack the Ukraine. Or not that I'm on any side. But this is where you need the younger generation to sort this out because the older ones don't know. So
Yeah, and that's really a big problem because our world is so digitized that
Yeah.
all of your financial transactions, your data, your identity, everything is online. And so cyber warfare is huge. So right now, I don't think that we're going to get into a really hot kinetic war, though I think we will have some conflict. But I think that we are going to see a really, really aggressive cyber
Attack.
Cold War all along that eastern front with Ukraine. And then also I think that
Really?
the World Economic Forum has been saying we're going to have a cyber pandemic, as if they're advertising like I'm interested in one,
Yes.
which I'm not. But they're, I think that they're pivoting right at the right time away from their failed COVID narrative, right at the perfect time because we're heading into some economic, collapse. It's
So as a politician, you think
Yeah.
this is all done under timing? It's like this goes away and this comes
Yeah.
in and that disappears and this comes in. It's like it's all timed in spaces.
well, I don't want to be too cynical and I don't want to be too
You can be
skeptical.
cynical. Yeah,
but
what you like.
I will say that there are folks that, they have got a plan for your life and for my life that we don't know about, and they want to, enact some things on the global stage that I don't think are in favor of freedom. So yes, I will say that a lot of things are planned, and I think that narrative beats facts every day of the week. So even if something is true, if you pitch a narrative, that's what people remember and what they believe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what do you think about the stock market? I don't know if you're in it or not, or out of it. You're in it.
Well, I pulled out, but I am still.
You're still thinking about it.
Yeah, I was just checking. The Nasdaq was down 2.57% today.
I think the Dow was down 300 off, maybe down more
Yeah.
now, but it started out high, and then it went low, and then it went back up. And it's like a roller coaster going up and down. People don't know what to do anymore.
It's a total roller coaster, and our entire financial system is so leveraged. So we're getting to a place where we're already functionally defaulting on our debts through inflation, and we're not even able to pay our debts. So we're going to have a currency crisis that rolls into a sovereign debt crisis, and I think it's going to happen in December and January of this coming year.
So it's the end of this year.
So at the end of this
beginning
year.
of next year. So
Yeah.
do you think? What do you think of the rest of 2022 in this particular year? Do you think we're going to see anything? I mean, I always look on the good side, but
Yeah.
what do you think? Are people going to be stable? What sort of frame of mind are they going to be in?
As far as frame of mind, I can't speak to that. That's every individual person's.
Yeah, but on a whole,
on a
we're in
whole-
this war's going on.
Well, I'll say this. You can mark my words. I think that we're going to have gray skies in March. I think that it's going to be clear skies after that until September, and I think September is going to be black. And
Is that because of the elections and everything?
I'm not sure quite why, but
Everybody's running and don't know where. They're afraid to say this because
Yeah.
that's going to affect me getting into politics, and that's they're afraid. So
Yeah.
a lot of the politicians that are running are afraid to say too much because they want to get in, and if they say that,
Yeah.
they've got to do the right thing all the way through.
well, and listen, that doesn't serve anybody well because
No, of course it doesn't.
we just need to be transparent, and
Yes.
we need some people. There's two ways that you can fix things. You can, of course, enact legislation, but you can also just raise certain conversations to the national level that aren't happening right now. And so that's part of the reason why I'm interested in running for a federal office rather than a state or local office.
Okay, so running for federal office, what's your main object of that?
Well, of course, I'd love to be on any committee that is involved with managing our financial situation because that's the greatest threat to national security that we have.
We're trillions, aren't we?
We're trillions, and
That's
we're
not
not
right.
even. We have no intention of paying that money back. We're just going to default on
Well,
it through
I don't
inflation.
think we have it to pay back. But you
Well,
could
I mean,
ask-
technically we do, but we're not going to
No,
because
we're not going to. Why do we
Yeah.
lend so much money to everybody else and we're in such trouble ourselves? I've never quite understood that. Because
Yeah.
if I was in debt, I doubt if I would be lending anybody any money because I wouldn't
Yeah.
have money to lend. So what goes with that?
Well, I think that's a worldview problem. So there's two schools of thought. And this comes out of regime politics in kind of the late 60s. We used to have two parties that wanted generally, the prosperity and welfare of America.
Yeah.
But just two different ways. One spent more, one spent less. And now we have one party that believes that America is fundamentally broken and needs to be torn down. That would be the left. And then you've got the right that says, hey, we're not perfect, but let's try to make our country the best that it can be. So because of those worldview problems, we saw Obama shipping billions to the Middle East. And
We actually did see that. Actually,
Yeah.
it was all on. That was definitely all on television. Everybody saw
Yeah.
these plaques of money. Real money. I mean.
yeah.
It was
Oh, yeah,
quite-
yeah.
it
Well,
was-
they couldn't wire it to them, so they had to ship cash on C-130s. I mean, it's just despicable.
But it was to see it though was like, are you really putting this on television?
When you see something that's so radical, it's like,
Especially
are my
when
eyes...
we're not really too happy with
Yeah.
each other. It was like, who's paying who off?
Yeah. Well, here's a thought. This will help make sense of it for you.
Okay.
Is that the problems that we're facing they're not very hard to solve, but they're already hard to solve. They're hard to solve if you're already in 10 different people's pockets.
Okay.
So if you do something that's totally irrational, I may say, maybe someone paid you off, and maybe that explains your actions.
Mhm.
And that's what I think that we're seeing on the world stage, because in Ukraine,
People getting paid off.
well,
Well, now you're talking about Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about something that seems to be swept under the carpet. But how big is the carpet, and how much are you going to sweep underneath it? Because it's going to come out the other side
Sure.
sooner or later. A carpet is a carpet. There's a beginning and end of a carpet. It goes in this way and then
Yeah.
it floats through. So, and that's all being covered up. I mean, I don't know the story. I wasn't there. But Ukraine is now, and they're all going. But they don't
Yeah.
seem to know. Biden doesn't seem to know what to do.
He doesn't. And trouble
With-
is, you can't lead if you're already compromised and beholden to a bunch of other people that you're answerable to. So that's why, like in my race, it's taken me a lot to get as far as I've gotten, and nobody has a hook or a string in my race. And it seems like everybody and their mother wants to, offer me money with some contingent kind of restriction on it.
They're
And I've
not
said,
doing
listen, Yeah, and I've said, hey, listen, if you want, I need to raise money, but all you're going to get for it is real representation and just as much access as any
Good
other
for you,
constituent
good
and
for
nothing
you.
else.
Okay, so now tell everybody how can they get to you? How can they vote for you? Where do they vote? How do they vote?
Yeah, well, again, my name is Clark Bossert. If you want to know exactly who I am and what I stand for, then check out the website at clarkbossert.com. That's BOSSERT.com. And there's also a phone number. I'm accessible. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to get in touch. If you want to follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, shoot me a text, email, all of it.
Absolutely. And so now one last question. What do you think of the younger generation? Because everybody's knocking them. They're stupid. They can't do this.
Yeah.
And I don't see that at all. I see them very progressive. I see them really fabulous.
Yeah. Well, listen, they're a generation of young people that unfortunately have been sold a lot of lies.
Yes.
And that's causing a lot of wholesale brokenness. But I really think that they're awesome. You know, I do have a lot of hope for our country. It's just going to take everyone at the top, everyone at the bottom, everybody in the middle. So, you know, as a Christian, I don't think that God is done with America. I think that there are reasons for hope, even in the midst of some of the challenges that we're facing.
And we're facing a lot of challenges right now, but I love you coming on, Clark. Younger generation, I've always been. I had a show for 16 years where the younger generation did very well. I gave them a platform to talk out there because I love
Yeah.
them, because they have new ideas. At the same time, we cannot do away with the older generation because they have the knowledge to help the younger generation. The younger generation have all the knowledge of the technical side of life. And we are in a technical side. We are technology this day and age.
Yeah.
Thank you, Clark. And,
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Absolutely amazing. I'd love to see him, so wish him all the best and everything else. We'll be right back with our next guest. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon de Rosa, your host. And as you know, I have a show that I mostly interview my guests. I'm mostly in the music industry. But what we have been doing lately, since the pandemic and what's going on with COVID-19 and the whole bit, we ended up going into different restaurants. So this time we are in Mariposa, which is on Sahara and the corner of Decatur. It's absolutely an amazing restaurant, absolutely wonderful. The menu and the prices are really, really cool. It's really great. But what we do is we go to different restaurants, so we promote all of you out there. We promote Vegas, and that's why we call it Vegas Live with Ninon. Don't forget to tune in, YouTube, and watch our show, and become part of Vegas. Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon de Rosa, your host. And as you know, I have a show that I mostly interview. Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I have Patricia Alcade.
Alcalde.
I got to say it right, Alcalde.
Yeah.
Let's just call her Patricia. How are you?
Very nice. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
It's so good to be
Now
here.
you're involved in PR, public relations, and you do a lot of putting everything together, correct?
In fact, yes. I
Yes.
am a columnist for Mia Magazine, so I review preview shows and promote Las Vegas.
So you get to go to all the shows.
Whenever I can, yes. I
Yes.
love it. I
get to
enjoy
s-
them.
You get to see all the performers. Well, you get to see them now because now they're now all back
Now
again.
that finally everything is coming
Everything
back. Oh yeah, we missed it so much. It was
Did you
terrible.
miss it a lot? What?
Yes, and it was difficult the first times, to start getting myself to go out again to see
Yes.
the new shows.
After
I was
getting
like,
yourself-
now I have to get ready.
I've got to put the makeup on. I got to.
Exactly.
For a woman, it's not easy to go out. She's got to dress up and she's got to put the makeup on and the whole bit. And,
Get ready and says, tomorrow.
yeah,
But now I'm ready.
And you know something, tomorrow never comes.
Exactly. So now we're back in circulation and everything. I'm working hard because
Good.
I also promote, I'm in charge of media coordinator
Yes.
for the fundraiser, the annual Señoras of Excellence, Señores of Distinction Awards Gala,
Yes.
which I invited you last year that we had it on September. You
I
kindly covered it and really appreciate it.
Good.
And now we're working on it already because it's going to be in October.
Okay.
But we are linking it with the gala for the Latin Chamber of Commerce. So these
Okay.
two main
So
events are
do
going to be
you-
together.
Do you actually go a lot to the Latino side of life in Vegas, or do you cover?
I don't really just focus on Latino, but yes, a big percentage is yes, because I used to be a casino host for the Mirage
Okay.
for more than 10 years. And I got all the experience on the Latin
The Latin side, because you spoke
that my
Latin.
customers that used to come, the players used to tell me, hey, I've been here a week in the casino and I don't know what's going on. Or what shows do you recommend me, or
Okay.
what restaurant?
And
So
was
I
that
started
the-
getting
was that the barrier of the language? Is that the reason why, or they just didn't know how to find out?
I think for my experience, it's a matter of making a little more sure, go deeper to know what their preferences are so they're happy with what you recommend.
Okay.
Because, there are different groups and targets of people. Sometimes older people
Well,
get
it's
scared or
different.
don't like
But there's different in all over the world. There's
Exactly.
different. We
Or
have,
if-
whatever.
Or they just see in all the magazines and all the ads and they see a comedy show, they won't understand because it's not that they might speak English, but they're not familiar with the slang, with the
Yes.
humor, with everything.
So with your language and how you could help them, it was a big help to the casino
A
too.
lot to focus on what they might like better because
Yes.
I go see the shows myself
Yes.
and then I kind of categorize them, and when they ask me, then I can know better what to recommend, and they're always happy. I know they like
Are
it.
Are you still connected to all the hotels? Do you go to all the hotels and help each one of them?
I keep I've been a little, before the pandemic, during these last 2 years, I'm a little more disconnected. But yes, as a member of the media and as a columnist for the Mia magazine, and I have several columns, like 4 every issue.
Okay.
So yeah, I always have very
So
nice
what do you
response.
see
from
happening
the-
right now? What do you see going on and happening now in Vegas? Because Vegas, as we all know, has completely changed. It's not the same.
Totally.
It hasn't come back the same at all. We don't seem to be having the big artists coming in. We had a couple of came in and they canceled because of COVID. I don't know what the problem was. So that was a bit of a down.
Like
fall.
Adele, yeah.
Yeah, for Vegas. So what is the aim of Vegas now? Where are they going? What are they doing?
Hopefully gets better every time. Of course, it's hard to recover after so long.
Yes.
And we still have the COVID. We still have the pandemic. So a lot of people is still scared or sick. So we have to go with
Now, hang on a second.
different terms
Now
or
you,
something.
you've brought something up there, and since you're in the media as of putting things in the magazine, you say we still have a lot of COVID.
I
We
think so.
out there think, and that's just your opinion then, because we out there have been told no more masks, do what you want, how you want, as long as you've been vaccinated or not vaccinated doesn't kind of matter anymore. So I think people are under the impression everything is fine. Now you're telling me that it's maybe not as fine as as they're putting out there?
On my personal experience, of what I see every day, on all the people that I hear that's getting sick or not, of course it's lower, it's best,
Yes.
but we have to be realistic. We cannot cover it and say it's not existent. It's still there. So my personal opinion
Yes.
is keep going out, keep living. You can stop living.
Well, I
but
haven't
be
stopped living
careful,
anyway.
be protected.
No, I haven't stopped
Whatever
living anyway.
you think it will be
Yeah.
good for you, little by little, you know,
Yes.
to feel secure and feel better and not spread it.
Yes.
I wear a mask when I go to places when I feel that it's too crowded or something for my own protection.
Yes. I don't wear a mask, but
I
abide,
feel
I
like
abide by
what
the
if
rules.
somebody is sick next to me?
Yeah.
So I try to do it my best. I use the, you know, the sanitizing wipes, you know, and clean everything. I'm a
Good
little
Lord, I've never,
conscious.
see, I haven't done that. I've never done
I
that.
do.
I mean, obviously my home is clean. I don't.
You
I
know,
think it's clean.
I've been as protected as I can, and I
Yes.
got it.
And there's a lot
I
of
got
peo-
it. Very
you got
mild,
it.
but I got
Oh,
it.
Touch wood, I didn't get it.
No, like in November.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not.
No, I
And
know.
I've been testing positive. I tested positive, and that time that's what I noticed because I didn't really realize I had it until
Yeah.
I tested.
Yes.
But then I kept testing for negative. It's perfect.
Yeah.
But I know that anybody, no matter how careful you are, you can get it because it's
Well,
there.
I think over the years, how careful we are, we can always get it. I mean, you can
Oh,
go.
of
And children
course.
in school have been the biggest spreaders for colds,
And you know what?
and
You get several flus or colds a year,
But that's always
and
been-
you get sick for anything else, and life goes on, and
Yeah.
you get better, and there's treatments. Here the problem was that nobody knew what to do, how to treat it,
that's
the
true.
treatment. That's what
so
the
what are
scary
we doing?
part.
Yeah. So what are we doing with entertainment? So back to the entertainment.
Yeah,
side
better
of
go
life.
back to our
Let's go
thing.
entertainment.
Yeah.
So
Forget
what's
about
our- but let's talk about something positive. So what's going on with entertainment? Do you see it coming back? Is everybody out
I
there?
think
'Cause
it's
pe-
getting better.
Yes, because it seems like that you go. It's like I was talking to a young lady, Sage, and I was at her performance the other day, and it was packed.
Yeah.
And everything I'm looking
You
at,
see,
everybody is dying to get out.
When we started coming back, I went to several shows, and it was so sad to see them empty.
Yes.
And we went to several shows that the few guests that were there, and I was invited. So I said, maybe most of these people are come. So what's the business? They're not gonna make it. But now I just went like 2 days ago to the Mosaic Theater, the little
Oh,
theater
yes,
over there,
yes, yes.
to see the Piano Man. Oh my. I was so surprised with what a beautiful, fantastic show.
By the way, that's a great show. The Piano
Fabulous.
Man. The Piano
Fabulous.
Man. He's absolutely
It has
incredible.
everything, but it was packed.
Yes.
And it was on a Monday. No, Sunday.
Sunday. Wow.
Yeah. So
Everybody wants to go out.
I'm so happy to see that it was full and it was nice. It's getting better.
Well, I think that, Vegas is definitely, the entertainment capital of the world.
Yes.
I think a majority of people that live in Vegas want to be entertained because
Exactly.
they want to go to shows, they want to see this, they want to see that.
And
But
I think
do
our
see-
mission is to let them know what's going on. Like, for
Yes.
example, next month in March, we're having the Ballet Folclórico de México is
Okay.
coming to the Smith Center. I
To
think
the
it's
Smith
March
Center.
23 or something.
I'm going to the Smith Center tonight, by the way.
It's fabulous, and the Smith Center has the cheapest tickets for the best shows in town.
Yes,
it's
they do.
amazing.
They have the cabaret room is fabulous. The Smith Center is
Exactly.
absolutely wonderful.
And this ballet folklorico, I'm sure is going to be enjoyed by Latins and not Latin people.
Yes.
It's the richest, the most beautiful show you could see.
Ever seen? Oh, I
yeah,
gotta see
it's
that.
fabulous. I'm so
I haven't seen
excited
it.
about it.
Good.
I've
good.
seen it in Mexico on the Palace of Bellas Artes, the beautiful Las Palace, and during the International Congress of the Language or something in Zacatecas, Mexico, sometime year ago. It was with the King of Spain and the
Oh,
presidents
how
and everybody,
wonderful.
and they showed it on the explanation
in
of
Mexico?
the cathedral. Yeah,
In
when
Mexico,
I saw
yes.
one of the times that I saw this ballet.
It's
It's
funny
something
when
beautiful.
in Mexico it's quite wonderful. They dress up at night to go to a restaurant, and they dress up to go to the theater. The audience, they dress up. Whereas here they don't dress
As
as
we
much.
used to do here so long ago.
We don't dress up as much. So out there, hey, start dressing up a little bit.
Yeah, I like the things at the Smith Center when you go to the ballet,
Yes.
to the performances of the Las Vegas Philharmonic or the Nevada Ballet
Yes,
Theater.
they dress up a little
I love
more.
to see that it's a better
Yeah,
dressed
they-
up,
yeah.
and the little girls that they take, they're all
They're
cute
all-
on their little dresses that you don't see them anywhere else.
No, that's true. That's
I
true.
love
so I love
that.
to see when people are dressed up, especially the women. Come on.
Yeah.
Nothing like a beautiful woman all dressed up.
Yeah.
So how can anybody reach you with what you do? You have a magazine of your own or anything?
I used to, but I am creating my new, but now I'm working on learning how to do it online and digital and all that because that's the new thing.
So how can people see you online? How can they
Okay,
get hold
right
of
now
you?
they can see me on miavegas.com.
Mia,
That's the website. MIA Vegas.com.
Yes, .com.
It's Mia Magazine. It's every 2 months.
Okay.
It's digital and it's also print.
It's also
You can
print.
find it free in many outlets
Many of the
like
hotels and many
some
restaurants.
hotels, restaurants, and grocery stores, supermarkets.
Okay.
It's distributed.
And is that all in Latin or is it in English?
No, it's bilingual.
Bilingual. It's a bilingual
Bilingual.
magazine.
We have some articles in Spanish and some others in English. So it's directed from teenagers,
Yeah.
that the quinceañeras and sweet 16s, and their parents and their family who are the ones who pay for the event, for the party.
That's true.
And I have like 4 columns which I recommend different shows, what's going on here and
Recommending
there,
shows to
and review shows,
Yeah.
everything, and write a little bit about our traditions, international ones,
Yes, yes.
Latin and non-Latin, and what's going on and how to celebrate them in Las Vegas.
So what she
everything.
does is full of excitement. It's
Yes.
all excitement. It's all love, and it's all excitement.
I've always been excited with Las Vegas.
Yeah, well,
I'm
why-
still
why
am
not?
after 20 years.
You know, Vegas is, it's the entertainment capital of the world, the music
Exactly.
entertainment as well, all the musicians here as well. Well, we have them in New York, but Vegas is Vegas.
Exactly.
Vegas is, we all love Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on my show.
Thank you for
and sort of
having
letting
me.
us know a little bit what's going on in Vegas, because that's what we're all about. It's, Vegas Live with Ninon. So this is exactly what it really, really is. And it's all coming out there. It's all coming together. And the shows are amazing, but you've got to book pretty much in advance, because everything gets sold out.
Mostly lately, yes.
Lately it's getting sold out because people can't wait to get out there and sort of see all the shows and everything else. Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon, and to all our guests and everybody else. And don't forget social media shows. And don't forget the, what do we call this? The Mariposa. This is the Mariposa restaurant, and it's the Mexican cuisine.
Very nice place.
It's a beautiful place. They've got flowers all over the place. They've got everything here. They have happy hour. They have beautiful dinner, beautiful dining room. It's really very, very pretty and very lovely. So don't forget to come here for lunch or for dinner or happy hour, whichever suits you best.
I had to try some tacos here.
Yeah,
or something.
tacos.
What is their specialty? Yeah, it's
I
exciting.
think that they're more of a cuisine, so they do tacos, but I think they do like lots of them together, like a dinner and everything like
Yeah,
that.
that's better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mexican food is not only tacos, you know.
No, I know it's not, but
So
I'm-
vast, so intense, so big,
Absolutely,
yeah.
and that's what this restaurant is.
Great.
It's absolutely amazing. And don't forget to go to YouTube, Vegas Live with Ninon, subscribe and do all the above. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you.